Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody guys, let's take a look again on the gold market. As you can see, market currently shows very gradual and slow intraday action. So weekly chart, daily chart mostly stands intact, and currently on the gold market we could discuss only some local setups, static setups on the shorter term, because market in general has the only one driving factor in the short-term perspective. This is United States and China agreement, because everybody knows that on 15th of December should next pack of the tariffs being imposed on the Chinese export, which includes cell phones, laptops, other consumer goods, and everybody right now keep an eye on what will happen. At the same time, a negotiation stands on the way, and here and there we start to get information that almost this agreement has been signed. The first phase of the agreement is almost stands on the paper, and we are coming to this signing, and everybody stands in expectation of this event. That's why currently the technical background takes actually secondary place, and market is too politicized to make the judgment on just by technical news. In the two words speaking, signing this agreement before the next imposed of the tariffs, postponing of the tariffs that should be set on the 15th of December, will relieve situation in the gold and leads to the downward action, because tensions will decrease, situation will come to normalization, and that probably will reduce demand for the gold market as the safe haven exits. Failing of the sign the agreement, imposing of the tariffs of the 15th of December supports gold, and here we could get real upward continuation on the market, maybe this breakout of the 115 even area. That's in two words that could happen. Meantime, from a technical point of view, market keeps bearish scenario, because we have in place this ABCD pattern, market forming weekly flag pattern with the failure to break through the daily confidence resistance, forming just the 30% retracement of this upward direction, which stands really small, and showing the good pace of the downward action here on an annual leg down that has happened previously, which means that OP target is still in place, and theoretically exists chances the market really will reach it. But that scenario is a bit longer term. Within this week, today, tomorrow, probably on Friday as well, we could talk only, as I said, on the local setups that we have, trying to catch some minor short-term trading setups that you could follow. On the 4-hour time frame chart, what we have, you can see the bounce up stands on the 4-hour time frame chart. We said, well, if you would like to take the long position, you could try to do this, but be careful with the upward action, because this will be a vital point, vital area. If market will break it down, it will mean that we are going lower. So if you have taken the position here with this, making the bet on the possible reaction on the support, well, that's great. Now you could just move your stops to the break even and see what will happen. But because currently, as you can see, market shows really deep retracement. So this upward action almost right back down retracement. Here is again, market has formed the AB equals CD that we discussed yesterday, showing deep retracement. Now it's climbing high. So potentially you can see that here exists some kind of the bullish divergence with the MACD indicator and suggests the upward action. But in the current circumstances, guys, definitely we could say that if rally will happen, which erase in the future this possible drop by the non-farm payrolls, please, it will be supported only by some fundamental factor. On the internal driving factors, gold can't just enable to show this rally. It definitely will have to some impact outside, and the most probable this will be somehow it will be stands in relation to agreement with China. So that, because this is the only actually driving factor right now that we have this week. Not the United Kingdom elections, not the statement by the Fed or European Central Bank. Hardly they will make some really significant impact. Besides, then nobody expects right now some really drastic statement from the Jerome Powell. So it probably will be the same story that's a month ago. that's why the only thing that we have on place, this is the negotiations with the China. And what particular local setups we could follow. So take a look at the hourly chart. In fact, here we have the consequences of the different patterns, guys. For example, what you could keep an eye on the gold. On the gold, you could keep an eye on the classical patterns. So once we've got this cheaper to sell, you could try to take the short right in the agreement, because take a look, this was OP, it was the here it was 1468 feeble resistance. At least the minimum 30% pullback here should happen. So you can see this minimal target has been achieved. Grab the profit, close the position, watch for different pattern. Once again, if market starts climbing high, forming the butterfly here, upward continuation to the XOP, as you can see, next target is 1470. This XOP here is 127 extension of this butterfly stance, also agreement with this fib level, another level where you can try and take the short position with the harmonic retracement. So you can see here actually, as you can see, retracements forming is really harmonic. So they are almost equal to each other. So here, this one here, once market will climb here, again could be some pullback. At least this pullback will start, move stops to the break-in, see what will happen. The market starts climbing high. You can try and take the long position if ABCD here is godless triple to buy will be formed. Those of you who are already keeping a long position, you could just move stops to the break-even, see what will happen, or grabbing the partially profit on some achievement of some targets. For example, OP has been hit, you can grab some profit and just watching for the next target, moving stops tighter. So this is the common things that we talked about every time when you manage your position. So, but this, unfortunately, guys, only the minor patterns that currently we could follow, because the major direction, the major action will happen only as impact of the major driving factor, which unfortunately we do not know what it will be. So that's actually the reality that we have currently. So it means that currently you just could keep an eye on the patterns that are forming right now. Or for example, here yesterday when we talked about this, it was right here. Here's minor ABCD has been formed first, catalyst triple to sell, and again 30% retracement here has happened, minor reaction. Only scalp trading, guys. Here's just minor setups that you could follow, because taking the position currently on the daily, on the weekly chart, it's a bit risky, and here is not actually areas where you could place relatively tight stops. So we're not at an agreement right now. We're not in any OP before non-farm release. We're in the middle of this training range, because whatever direction you will choose, you will have to place too far stops that really makes an attractive potential profit that you could get compared to the risk you will have to take. And from that standpoint, it's not really very interesting to trade it on daily by far. Thus, we have to take a look what is going on the intraday charts, on the 5-time frame chart, on the hourly chart, watching for a particular pattern and trying to use them for taking short positions. Well, you could, for example, use these minor setups to trying to ride a bit more on some direction. If it was successful to you, for example, if you're taking the position short here, you could not take the profit here. You just move stops to break even and watch what will happen. That's another approach to this situation, because that will be some kind of the bet on the common events. If you could move stops to break even and see what will happen. If a negative situation will be confirmed on agreement, or on these tariffs and gold will collapse, you will be in favor. So that's another approach. But anyway, that will depend on the same short-term patterns that we currently have on the hourly chart. That's all that we have on the gold market.